皆さんお久しぶりです。朝倉優です。Today we are going to learn special symbols and rules for Hiragana and katakana, which we'll be studying next. And I apologize since I was distracted with Halloween and Thanksgiving or the fall events. It's been a while since my last Hiragana lesson. I'm sorry, but I'm back. Okay, let's get started. Okay, in my last lesson, I said we learn all the hiraganas that we need, right? But I'm sure you're wondering, well, there are some sounds that we didn't go over. Well, that's because we just put some symbols to make different sounds. Okay, this is what I mean. All right, so we have, let's say, ka sound. That's K-A, right? All right, so as we know, k sound and g sound. It's basically using the same, airflow, but we make it voiced. So we have this symbol, 2 dots. You know what? Let me write it down. 2 dots. Like this. Okay, so we have this to make ka into ga. Okay, this is what I mean. So we have ka, right? Ka. And then we put 2 dots right here. And now it's ga. Yeah. So we call this symbol right here called dakuten. Dakuten. Dak means to usually make it like dirtier. I don't know if it makes sense. But in this case, to make it voiced. Yes. Because there are some sounds. Okay, actually there are 4 sounds that we can use this. So the first is this one, ka, all the way through. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko into ga, gi, gu, ge, go. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So there's no new letters to learn, just this symbol. Yeah. So there are 3 more. This one, S sound. Sa, shi, su, se, so. If you make it voiced, it sounds yes. It's Z sound. Za, ji, zu, ze, zo. Okay. All right. I have another one. It's T sound. Ta, chi, tsu, te, to into D sound. Da, ji, zu, de, do. Okay. And the last one is this H sound. Ha, hi, hu, he, ho into ba, bi, bu, be, bo. It's B sound. Okay. So I have one more symbol to give you. It's called handakuten. Means like halfway, half dakuten. This round symbol, okay, which is, okay, it only applies to H sound, so that you know. So that's ha, right? Ha. So if you put round right here, that's pa, the P sound. So it goes ha, hi, hu, he, ho into pa, pi, pu, pe, po. 2 dots and 1 round. All right. So those are the 2 symbols that I wanted to mention. And we have some special rules, which is we use small hiragana to make Y sound. I think we call it glide sound. This is what I mean. So again, I use K sound, ki, right? So we have, okay, let's do this one. Kyoto, the oldest city in Japan. It has K-Y-O, right? So the Y sound, remember Y-O was yo, okay? But this time, it's not Kyoto, it's Kyoto. Yeah, it's smaller, so we make it smaller. So it's written like this, Kyoto. Yeah. So K-Y-A in Roman letter. We do the big key and Y-A. Small yo, Kyoto. And since Y has like an E sound in it, so we use the first big letter, in this case K. It always goes to I sound in that row. So it's not I can't even say it. Like I was gonna say Kyoto. No, it's gonna be Kyoto. Yeah. For example, we use the word, let's say, 100, 100. We did that when we counted, right? So 100 is Hyaku, 100, right? Yes, we use he sound, and hyaku, we have a small ya in it, right? So yeah, so we use a small ya, you, yo in the Y row that we did for hiragana. So we use those for glide sound, the Y sound. Okay. Yes, and I have one more small letter, one more small hiragana. This tsu. We make it the stop sound. For example, this is the word, resha. Resha. It's got like two small hiraganas right here. So stop sound is we in Roman letter, I think we double the consonants. In Roman letter we spell resha as in resha, like double S, to make it stop, right? So we use small tsu to throw in here. So instead of resha, it's gonna be resha. Yeah. So we did small ya, you, yo, and small tsu. Okay. So I have one more symbol, but this is not really used for hiragana. It's more for katakana, which is to elongate the vowel. What I mean was, let's say, okay, okasan, mother, right? So in hiragana, we use oka-san. We always use vowels for hiragana, so we don't do that. But sometimes in, I don't know, literature or anime, have you ever seen this? Oka-san. Only because ka ends up with a, right? So instead of putting another vowel, we just make it longer, oka-san. So that can happen sometimes in hiragana if it's modern usage. A lot in katakana, because katakana we consider it more like long vowel than like another vowel. Those are the basically all the rules I wanted to give you today. Yes, and FYI, I was gonna mention about emoji. Because in modern days, it's like I can't live without it. I just put those emojis, into my text and sometimes email too, which is bad habits. So emoji is, I don't know if you knew, but it's Japanese. E is picture, emoji is letters. So nowadays, if you were doing a smartphone, you have the emoji like palette, is the emoji buttons, right? But back in the day, when it was still not there, we used to make like faces with all the characters. Let me see if I can try to make something. Yeah, something like this with the the other symbols, like arrows and parentheses and lines, smiley and crying. And I used to get comments from my friends like, what is that? Yeah, so that's how it started. And now we have the symbols, and you can basically carry a whole conversation with that. As always, let's do some exercise to go over what we learned today. So the first word is kippu. Kippu. That means a ticket. It could be a train ticket or a ticket to a concert. So it's kippu. So we have we can apply two rules that we learned today. So the first one is kippu. So there's a small stop sound. So it's a small tsu in the middle. And pu is P-O. Sorry, P-U. Yeah, kippu. So it's hu. Yeah. And round on the right upper right hand side corner. Upper right corner. So it's kippu. Yes. Okay, how about this one? Salary. Kyuryo. Kyuryo. Yes. Well, since we are writing in hiragana, let's not use the long line to elongate the vowel. So it's kyuryo. Yeah. Did you get the small u and small yo? And always use the vowel u in both ends. And the last one, this word that you might have heard before. Right. Let's do gaikokujin. Gaikokujin means foreigner. Means a foreigner. And before we get to the answer, I just wanted to mention, I know, well, gaikokujin, gaikoku means foreign, and jin is people, right? So there is a word gaijin, and then gai means outside or out, and then jin is people. So people say when gaikokujin is foreigner, gaijin means outsider. And nowadays, I believe people think it's not appropriate word to use, gaijin, to describe foreigners. I think some Japanese people don't even recognize the difference. They should, but they don't, because you know, Japan, if you don't see a certain, especially like looks wise, because we're all like a majority of us are, you know, Asian looking. So if somebody's non-Asian, oh, you say gaijin or gaikokujin, they probably use both. And please don't get offended when you hear the word gaijin. Officially, it's not a good word, but some people just don't recognize the difference. It's people from outside of Japan. That's what it means. But let's stick to gaikokujin here. Okay, here it's ka in changed into ga ikoku shi jin. Yeah, so that's how it's written. Okay, I hope you got all three right. If not, just keep practicing. So after all these rules, you should be able to write everything in hiragana. So do me a favor, when you hear a Japanese word, try to write it down in Japanese just to get used to it, because it takes a lot of practice. And reading is one thing, but writing is, you need to move your hands first. I know it's easy to just nowadays just type it up or doing it on a smartphone, but please use your handwriting to practice for a while, so you know with your eyes and your hands, you know what they look like and how to write them. Okay, well, thank you for watching today's lesson. Then I will see you in my katakana lessons. Bye. またね。